All right. So, I didn't post the video yet, but Courtney Michelle was, I gotta talk about her in another video too. Or I can just put it all together. Whatever. I might as well just put it all together, save time. But I was having issues with Courtney Michelle, who went on the Chez. I don't know. One of these chicks that be like pro community or whatever, pro black love or whatever. So Courtney Michelle is going on this crusade about trying to get back the passport bros back to America and stay in America and rebuild the community that so-called, in her term, or her out of her own mouth, said that belongs to us. And many of the passport bros have said, "Fuck it, it's not our community, not my problem." And I have the same sentiment, especially in the perspective of a EL.
Reading?
Yeah, I was actually reading. I ship out in a few days.
Okay, so this is from Kiki Mills. I think she's a UK radio host DJ. So this is a clip from the Pineapple Show. Yeah, this is a clip from the Pineapple Show that went viral. Looked like it went to World Star. Where you had this kid. I think he was in high school. So this kid actually lied, and he lied in saying that he lied that he was a Navy cadet who studied nuclear physics, and he also revealed that he actually already has a girlfriend, and he only did this little shit to as a bet. It was a weird bet. So, in my perspective, I'm not even really that mad about the situation because it was a lose-lose. Even if she would have believed him, it would have made ELs look bad because, okay, now we're liars. And now, it's going to end up being harder for women to believe what we actually do. So I acknowledge that it's a lose-lose situation. But it also just by kind of not really engaging with him, even though it was a lie, it did show that black women don't make the best dating decisions.
So I was just reading the artist strategy.
Okay.
For the military?
Yeah. So actually, I'm a nuclear physicist for the Navy.
No.
So I do that in a few days.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
How old are you?
I am 27. I look a little young. I'm not that young.
Yeah, you look young.
So where do you live?
So I'm actually in the Woodlands, Texas right now. Right down there by Houston. I'm about 30 minutes away from Houston. So I'm a little close.
Oh, nice. Okay, so tell me a little bit about yourself.
Like a business degree. So I went there and now I ship out in a few days.
They struggle to attract the type of black women that they want. Some swag. They'll deal with that. But with men who are educated here's the truth when it comes to dealing with women in general, and also I'll talk about black women. The bitter truth is
it's black women in general, because these guys can easily go to Asian women, Latina women, white women, and get respect. It's black women that are the most difficult when it comes to black men strutting their intelligence. Because now all of a sudden, because when I hear these complaints from Chrissy and Yanni and these other, black bitches that like to down talk black men, they just act like, oh, you guys don't take control of anything. You guys don't take control of the economic landscape. It was the same kind of bullshit. Crystalline Kerrigan was talking about how there's not enough black men in certain sectors. And then all of a sudden, when there is a black man in there, all of a sudden y'all bitches run, you guys flip it around and then talk about, oh, well, he's not that black. He's not that relatable. I can't do nothing with him. Instead of treating him as the diamond in the rough.
Good portion of black women out here who don't find educated, articulate men attractive.
ELs.
Now, sisters would deal with men who are educated and have some swag. They'll deal with that. But if you
no, dude. They'll deal with athletes in the college settings. In the college settings, they will deal with athletes, pretty boys, but technically athletes and dudes in fraternities. And I've seen people, especially black boys who are not in fraternities or play sports, have sexual frustrations with women in college because they're not being noticed. But decades ago, black women were talking about, oh, there's not enough black men in college, and then when black men go to college, all we can do is play sports.
Don't have any
I'm kind of tired of the swag conversation. Like, people can be suave. We can be suave. I'm just kind of tired of this nitpicked bullshit of dudes, coming in the game like lame as hell. Like, there's not that many of us that are like that lame. Yeah, there's some dudes who are like, overweight, or they just don't take care of themselves. But in the grand scheme of things, like, most of us in the professional settings, like, we know that, hey, our appearance matter. So if you see an EL who's fucked up, doesn't take care of his face or his hygiene, he's in settings where most likely he doesn't have a professional job or a career where he's a spokesman or a people's person. Because looking crazy, unprofessional, especially when you're in a work environment that's mostly white and they have those strict grooming guidelines where they want you to have, your hair can't be long or Negro stylized or whatever. We have to be like super cut, clean cut, like a mug. So I kind of tired of this kind of one-dimensional EL guy who looks like Steve Urkel and can't maneuver in society. I'm like, it's an old narrative. We need to stop it.
Street in you, hood in you, and you're super articulate. They struggle to attract the type of black women that they want.
But I honestly believe that those type of guys, a lot of women don't want those guys.
So what do those guys? Why not? What do those guys look like?
But so the women, like one of my exes said this to me. He was like, there are men out there that are not going to cheat, but the fact of the matter is, a lot of women don't want those men.
Who are those?
Because those men
Why
are the quiet men, or the ones that you are like, oh, there's just something about him that I just don't. There's no
Too
edge.
nice,
He's
too
too
nice.
nice,
Right,
or he's
right,
this,
right.
or he's that, and oh yeah, it's just there's no edge to him, and like when he walks into the room, he doesn't have no presence.
See, and I've heard this from Negroes plenty of times with this whole, he has to walk in the room with presence. Because I had an argument with my roommate, and we were talking about this whole bullshit with the whole masculinity. And I told him, I was like, hey, man, black folks judge masculinity in the harshest way for other niggas to follow. But y'all give masculinity, you guys give the master of the universe title to white and Asian men so easily. And these niggas ain't got no oomph in them. These niggas, you have Mark Zuckerberg, who even in his Hollywood or millionaire circle, multimillionaire circle, people question whether or not if he's even human. I think Terry Crews, I think he blocked him like a couple years ago, like 10 years ago, on Facebook to prove a point of how he hated Mark's views on privacy. Y'all give Elon Musk masculinity, and you know these niggas couldn't fight worth a damn. But when I show up and I talk to these little niggas about masculinity, oh bro, you ain't 6'2", you don't have that oomph in you, you ain't got it in you. But Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, they, those guys are mad. Those guys are alphas, cause how the fuck they alphas? Oh, because when they go in the room, people know who they are. I'm like, no, you don't. Y'all can probably walk past a couple millionaires. Y'all probably wouldn't even know it. Y'all would just say that's a regular white dude. But with niggas, it has to be this club. We do these club politics to where, oh, the only guy that deserves respect is the dude who can buy bottles at a strip club, get the VIP section for like $7K, and all of a sudden that little 4 to 6 hours of grandeur, is supposed to impress niggas for a lifetime. Fuck you guys, man. Y'all kill me with cause niggas, we for us, when we judge each other's masculinity, we're literally just judging it off of a woman's interpretation of us. And that's why I can easily debunk niggas' definition of alpha, because it's only based off of attraction. If the dude's 6'2", oh, automatically he's alpha. If the nigga looks like he's attractive or he can get bitches, oh, he's alpha. But if the black guy is 5'6", and he's smart, intellectual, he is smarter than Elon Musk, and knows way more about computers and software than Mark Zuckerberg, y'all would not even call him alpha. He would have to pull up with like an Instagram type model girl for y'all to even say he alpha, even if he's making $1 million.
And
So that's a woman problem then?
Of course.
So the women are now making man cheat because he wants an edge. Is that what you're saying?
No.
He has a point.
This is the first
You've got to
time
get a
you said
man
that
with edge now because you've got to cheat a little bit.
No, I'm saying that there definitely are men that don't cheat, but those are not the men.
She slipped. You heard it. She said that those aren't the real men. So yeah, she knows she has a type 2 and she has a bias. So she knows that, hey, if you ain't getting bitches and you ain't making me work, you ain't a real man. So yeah, she got herself.
Women go after naturally, because everybody in life wants something that everybody wants. Hence, when it comes to trainers, Jordans, exclusives.
See, nigga logic. Can you guys talk about other shit other than nigga logic?
Everyone wants that thing that nobody can get, but I was able to get it, and I think that's the same thing that.
No, what y'all strags want is something that everybody has had, and then try to show off that because you rented somebody's time that, oh, this is the $1 million experience. Because even you know that entertaining these little fuckboys isn't going to be a lifetime goal that's going to lead to marriage. Y'all would be lucky enough to even if the relationship lasted 6 months. This is why y'all struggle when you guys get with these fuckboys. Y'all struggle in trying to define the relationship. Whether or not it's even a real relationship or a situationship. Or y'all just talking and fucking.
Happens with women. We all go for those type of men that we know bare gal are after, but he chose me. So those type of guys, they've got bare options, and that's what I'm saying. The guys that we are,
you notice you ain't hearing no bullshit about being a provider and all that shit. That goes to the niggas and the bitches talking so hardly about, oh bro, you gotta make a certain amount of income to make these women submit. You gotta unlock the submission. This bitch is talking about looks and not even character. She's just talking about looks. If you can get a woman to sweat like this just based off of looks, what's the point of me trying to earn 6K? I mean, not 6K. 6 figs. There's no point.
we're gonna treat us really good. We don't want them because it's our natural human instinct not to want them because
You're
no one
doing a
else wants them.
disservice to
It's not a natural instinct. It's just you strags eating up the white man's cake and letting them tell you what blackness is. Because you can't put black... Because, see, this is where y'all fuck up. Because y'all bitches will literally contradict yourselves so often. And a lot of people don't put the puzzles and the pieces together. But I've literally collected the complaints of these strags, these black women, from... back in the early 2010s, where black women were mad about colorism on dating apps and they were the least chosen. Now when black women have a mic and they have Wi-Fi servers, these bitches are playing around on Kendra G's show. And even before that, when I've already shown you real time black female profiles, and even other dudes have exposed this shit to where the average black female profile is like 1 or 2 pics, a blank bio, and like it's an incomplete page, and you're just literally kind of just going off of looks and hoping that you can get a response. And trying to fill the pieces that she didn't fill, and then but yet they're crying about, oh, it's about racism. It's about anti-black womanism. I'm like, no, the profile's incomplete. I can't do nothing with it, and you're not even responding. So what the fuck you crying about racism, all this shit, when you don't even have a good profile?
Can you see how that can be traumatic for a guy that you put in that bracket?
But you're not in that bracket, so why do you keep
not.
talking for those people? Yeah, well, so I don't fucking care about those guys, okay? Stop trying to be like, oh, do you understand how traumatic it can be for those poor guys that have no girls going after them?
No.
See? And this is why I've always said I don't like I'm not to say he's a Ray Ray and Pookie type, but he's just, he kind of favors the street dude type, the average black man that black women kind of see. But, this is what I like about them, is that they can talk to black women with all that intellectual bullshit that we often kind of muddle to what that gets them confused. They can just talk to these women straight and get the answers that we been looking for. Because when we ask these questions, they're going to jump around and they're going to try to make us the bad guys. Or they'll just end up confusing the answer and shit. He can get it right out easily. And now She's the bad guy, and she's expressing how we see these women. She don't give a fuck about how these guys feel. Fuck your feelings. I don't care if you can get a bitch or nah. Fuck you. If you ain't 6'2", fuck you.
Get one
I'm
of
not
those
saying
ones
that that's
next
what they've
week.
got.
I'm
Listen,
talking about you, okay?
listen.
Are you struggling for girls?
Me, yes, I am.
No, you're not. Okay.
The lies we tell.
Exactly. Are you struggling for girls? Are you struggling for girls? Evidently not, because you're out here getting pumps left, right, and centre. So,
I was younger.
okay, so you're not struggling for girls, so stop talking about these guys. Do you
No,
understand
but
how
why
traumatic
though?
it can be?
Why not? Because
You don't know those.
See, so you guys probably would wonder, like, why do guys like this talk for us? Because we make these guys famous and relevant. Because a lot of us don't have the platforms to go viral or to be going on these radio hosts, these little shows, these little international shows. We don't have the access or the fan base to do it. So I'll give appreciation to guys like these street dudes, because they can use our talking points and speak for us and actually say that they're speaking for us. So, that's my appreciation. That's my kudos to these guys, because not all of us can get in these platforms. And 9 times out of 10, they don't even want us in these platforms.
Of course I know some of the guys
Yeah,
like
but
that.
you specifically keep saying I can only talk for myself, so talk for
Yes,
yourself. I don't
but
care
I'm
about this
talking
guy.
about
This Friday,
This was my boy, Emmett Till.
see the movie everyone's talking about.
And that was basically it. I don't really watch Zaza whatever. But there was another motherfucking
the fact that I'm smoking legal cannabis and it got delivered right to my front door puts me in an excellent.
In this current society, is this something you would tell them, hey, stay back and wait, me, Courtney Michelle, one person, even though you're doing the job, good job, but one person is trying while all the other black women.
Okay, so Courtney would tell your son to stay and deal with the madness? She probably would. She's probably just gonna, cause she's just gonna feed her son the hope. Because if she talks too much about how bad black women really are, she's afraid that, hey, by a young age, because even black mothers will get insecure by the age of 5 when their sons are 5 years old, and they're already comfortable. Not just talking to girls, but talking to white girls.
Are calling you a pick-me, celebrating when Kevin Samuels died. Is this a society that's really worth them staying back, or why wouldn't you encourage them to go find happiness and love elsewhere?
I think that marriage is a business. I think relationships should not be focused on feelings. I think that's a woman thing, that we focus our relationship.
See, Courtney, this is why I don't like Courtney, because she will gaslight men to the point to where it's like this is the problem with women, and this goes across the board, even with white women, is that white feminists, is that you guys will think you know men, and then it's like you guys talk for men so much to the point to where it's like that's not how it is. That's not what we think.
On feelings. I think with marriage is more than that. It's a political statement. I think marriage is for family, specifically for children. I think marriage is important for generational wealth. And I think that we need to focus that.
Get over the generational wealth, because this is a thing that Courtney loves picking on to reinforce black men to stay because of generational wealth. sorry, with a bad economy, you're not gonna build generational wealth. You'll be lucky if you can maintain generational stability. You know, this whole generation. What do we have to pass on? Like honestly, I'm just curious. What do we have to pass on? We're still struggling to even find value in our own freaking last names. We don't have legacies anymore. We have nothing to pass down. So you can kill the noise about, you know, generational wealth, you know, needed to be a discussion in amongst black men. I'm like, what is there to pass? There's nothing to pass on.
What marriage is and what relationships are, instead of leaving for how you feel. So
no, Courtney, I don't.
She's talking like a robot. Like, you know, men should. If you want to do, she's just talking like a robot. It's like, oh well, the relationships ain't about feelings. It's like dudes want to have sex. Dudes want to have a woman they can lay up under, tell their secrets to, chill, smoke, drink, have fun. It's about feelings. If I want to talk logical, I would talk to my male friends if I want to hear logic and all that shit. Sometimes we just want to chill and relax and let things live. That's the thing about women, is that we can appreciate, because you guys aren't logical. And that's perfectly fine. Because I'm not trying, especially when you're in EL and you have to think and you have to make critical decisions every fucking day. It is nice just to be on autopilot. Not even really autopilot. Just to have the damn thing off. And just chill and relax.
You're understanding my question.
Okay. So I
think are you intentionally not answering me? Maybe I wasn't clear. I'm so sorry. I'll try asking the question again. I'm saying a society that's run by feminists, a society where everything is against black men. And even though you, Courtney Michelle, is doing the work, majority of black women aren't. Doesn't it make more logical sense that majority of black men go elsewhere where they'll feel loved and respected than stay in a society hoping that one Courtney Michelle will influence the masses?
So I was answering that question, but I was giving context to it. So the context is how we go into marriages. Now, you also mentioned my brothers who are married, and the reason why they're having a successful marriage is because they went in it as a business.
Okay, but not everybody has shit to pass on. So it's majority of men aren't going to think everything is a freaking business. And it's cap. And I'm pretty sure what she's saying is cap. It's about business. Majority of black people don't think that way. There's nothing to pass on. At best, the only thing you can really pass on is just genetics, kids, and all that shit. So again, Courtney, this is why she is not liked in these spaces, and she's definitely not liked amongst women in the spaces, because we're tired of these we're tired of these catchphrase answers that don't fit the topic.
And so would I encourage them to fall back? I mean, I don't have to encourage them to do anything. They're here in the States and they are married successfully to black women. I wish black men that are having successful marriages would speak up a little bit more as well.
To do what? To say what? What does a successful black man who's in his damn early 50s in his goddamn in his mid 40s is gonna tell me about marriage, about, oh, keep hope alive, young blood, just keep hope alive, man. There's somebody out there. I'm like, dude, you're like 2 generations off from me. Like we're not on the same level. I'm out here fighting against, you know, the propaganda and women in their freaking masculine, walking around talking like Glorilla. You didn't fight that shit in your generation.
too. So again, I don't encourage anyone to do anything that they don't want to do. I specifically have always said that my work is here, and my tribe is for the men that want Black women here, is that we have to start getting ourselves together. And that's what I'm always going to believe and stand on. So I don't encourage anyone to do anything, and I'm not, threatening men or shaming them or putting any guilt. But my work is here. It's going to be here.
Maybe you get distracted because I said your brothers. I'll try asking the question another way, right?
God, this is why I hate women in the spiritual degree, because it's like she already answered it. You don't need to press on. If she didn't answer it correctly or the way that you like, you move on. That's how you do journalism. That's how you don't, especially if you're doing it live. If this is off, if this was just takes, okay, fine. But you're live. Just move on. Like, you don't have to rehash it. I know what you're trying to say. And the answer is no. There is nothing that Courtney Michelle can do that will convince me that Black women have it together for marriage.
Logically, if a man is looking for a wife and there are 10 wives, or there are 100 wives in Colombia to 10 wives in America.
Why are you doing this? Now you're trying to add in math? Like, no, I don't. Even if there's a million, no, there's no numbers. There's nothing. I don't even think there's anything that you can do. You can up Black women's numbers by tenfold. Cut niggas' numbers in half. Black women will still like what they like, fuck with who they fuck with. It wouldn't change a damn thing.
Logically, where would you encourage him to go to find a wife?
I encourage men to do what they want and feel best for them.
See, she changed up. I didn't matter. y'all. Yeah, I think she got so much back because she was proud last week, man. She came up with her pretty little hashtags, Black man save the community and all that shit. And y'all bullied her to the point to where she's like, I just want y'all happy, but there's a Black community here that's ready for you to take lead. Yeah, it's sad. It's fucking sad.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.